Whether you love Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, or even Jared Leto as Joker, no one can argue that Joaquin Phoenix didn't kill it in the most recent Joker film. But what if the casting director had gone with their first choice? Can you guess who it could have been? Bill Skarsgård? Finn Wittrock? Nope, but good guesses. It was actually going to go to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Pay homage to a lot of the great actors before me, imitate a lot of them, try to embody a lot of them. It means everything.
Keep watching to hear more about this curious decision and some behind-the-scenes gossip about the ambiguous ending of the movie.
This film is it's a very nice reception. This film was particularly meaningful for me.
Now that I think about it, has Leonardo DiCaprio ever been featured in a DC or Marvel property?
Working together again, there were a few different projects that never turned into a reality, but you know, he came to me and handed me a first edition of The Great Gatsby, and he had...
Or any superhero franchise? The answer, he has not. And while that may not sound too unusual, think about it. DiCaprio is a huge star, acting in the same circles as many of the actors who are featured in superhero franchises. When it comes to A-list actors,
I think it's a little bit more of a relaxed environment and atmosphere. We're all sitting down, we're all having fun, and we get to make fun of ourselves.
Most of them have broken down and appeared in at least one or two of these projects, between the 30-plus films and the numerous TV spin-offs. Even Bill Murray has been cast in the upcoming Ant-Man movie. It seems to be intentional on his part that he has abstained.
All my life, I dreamt of being an actor, and to be at this award show that you know, represents my community.
Apparently, Leo has been approached with roles of Batman's Robin and Spider-Man, and now, I guess, Joker.
Filled with disgusting behavior, but it was ultimately a reflection of, you know, the darker nature of humanity and our culture.
When talk of the now-released Joker film started, one producer's name who was tossed in was Martin Scorsese. For those of you who didn't know, Scorsese has worked with Leo DiCaprio many times before. It was only natural for Leo's name to also come up in that conversation.
According to my calculations, a few times. I don't know exactly how many times. I've been acting for 20 years, so my memory doesn't serve me right now.
Todd Phillips told the New York Times that the film was developed with Joaquin Phoenix specifically in mind. This doesn't address the fact that Martin was once floated as a potential producer. One artist, Roy Ledger on Instagram, created a concept piece for what Leo could have looked like in the role, and it is wow. What do you think about this choice?
It never feels the same, and you know, it is that old cliche that it is an honor to be nominated, but it really is. When you work on these films for a long time.
Would you have watched or enjoyed the movie with Leo in the lead role? Personally, even though that concept art is stunning, I can't see it. I just loved Phoenix in this role. His performance was stunning, infuriating, and heartbreaking, exactly as any iteration of the Joker should be. Speaking of Phoenix, did you know that the ending to the movie baffled even him? As the lead actor, he has said that he finds the film to be open to interpretation, and he's still trying to work out how he feels about it. Fans have been spouting theories left and right, as fans would normally do, especially when a highly popular franchise has an installment with an unclear ending. One of the most popular theories is one of those dreaded "it was all in his mind" explanations. Arthur Fleck was institutionalized, and the events of the movie were all in his head. Lame. Pretty much every major franchise with any sense of magic or supernatural elements has a popularized theory like this. Harry Potter hit his head running into that brick wall, and he hallucinated Hogwarts. Charlie never went to the chocolate factory, it was a fantasy. Alice didn't fall down a rabbit hole, she was on LSD. And that list goes on. Phoenix himself has said that he doesn't really vibe with that theory, but he does find it intriguing. For those of you who need a recap of the film to get what I mean about the ending, here you go. Arthur Fleck lives in Gotham, has a neurological disorder that makes him laugh uncontrollably, and the city is overwrought with crime and sadness. Arthur gets himself into trouble often, usually attracting negative attention due to his lack of social skills or his nervous laughter. He becomes notorious as an anti-hero when he ends up killing some dudes on a subway who were harassing a woman. He finds out midway through the movie that he might be the illegitimate son of Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father. This greatly upsets him, along with the perceived rejection from a potential romantic partner. He winds up killing his own mother.
My mom died. Celebrating.
Right, we heard. That's why we came by. I figured.
After learning that she lied to him about his father, he winds up on a reality TV show where he confesses to the murders.
Telling us you killed those 3 young men on the subway? Mm-hmm. And why should we believe you?
Got nothing left to lose.
And when the host challenges him, Arthur shoots him. Arthur is arrested right away, but a riot breaks out, which not only frees Arthur, but also is the catalyst for the murders of Bruce Wayne's parents. Therefore, the villain and the hero are both created. Arthur, now Joker, begins dancing and laughing in the street. Now let's back up a bit. Remember when I said a potential romantic partner's perceived rejection? That is very important. This is the scene that shows us that Arthur has been an unreliable narrator. Scenes of him with his neighbor, who he has a crush on, are shown to have been imagined. Therefore, at the end, when we see Arthur escaping from Arkham State Hospital after seemingly killing a therapist, some fans have inferred that the entire movie happened in Arthur's head, which also opens the door for the possibility that Arthur didn't even escape, nor did he actually kill his therapist, but that the ending scene was another fantasy. You can probably guess why this theory, while popular, can be frustrating. If everything happened in Arthur's head, then what was the point of the movie? Not that a story can't have an unreliable narrator. We've seen this device time and time again done well. It's when a story completely disrespects its audience by stating, nothing you saw actually happened and we just wasted your time. That can be frustrating. On the other hand, some critics have said that if this were the point of the narrative, the story still holds merit as a statement on the broken system in place caring for mental health problems. I would argue that that statement is left completely meaningless when the story is revealed as a fantasy. But hey, that's just me. But what did you think? Would Leonardo have been a good choice? Maybe a better choice?
Put up on screen very dramatic, powerful stories. So I knew that, The Great Gatsby was a huge undertaking.
And what did you think of the ending? Do you think Arthur was captured and escaped, and that the film played it straight when we saw evidence of Arthur's fantasies at the end? That Sophie not being there, as shown by the flashbacks showing the true events of those scenes, was the extent of the tricky narration? Or do you think the whole story was a fantasy? Why? We'd love to hear your thoughts below. We would especially love to hear any arguments for the ending that can paint the idea of the whole movie being in Arthur's head as a good choice. Don't be shy. Did you love the movie or hate it? Most critics appear to be split down the middle, undoubtedly due to the controversial ending. One thing is for sure though, this movie stirred up big feelings on both sides of the fan base. And with that, that's all we've got for you today. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the bell so you never miss another upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.